The other thing I want to point out is I just got a taxi from the hotel. You can see the taxis are letting people off here. My guy, I have plenty of time, I have an hour, so I wasn't making a complaint. He came in to the parking garage underneath where people arrive, and he didn't want to come up here and drop me off because there wouldn't be a fare here for him. So if you get a taxi and you are running out of time, make sure that they take you up to the upper level where you get dropped off for departures, not arrivals. See, the taxis in China, you know, they are hit or miss. Most of the time miss. This is 2 in a row in Hangzhou. At least this guy agreed to give me a ride on the meter. Yeah. See, this is the older train station. I've been here several times before. I asked him to drop me over near the tickets, but when I have extra time, you know, it's not even worth arguing with him over. You just walk the distance. He should have dropped me off right there. See, I like going early in the morning because you see the difference? There's no crowd. Typically before around 5 a.m. this is what they're all doing, sleeping. So it's hard, like traveling early in the morning anywhere for that reason. The only issue is in some countries, like right now, China's subway system isn't running. Nicole tried to get the Chinese version of Uber, and they would not do it because it didn't make enough money. She goes on telling me for 10 minutes how great the Chinese version of Uber is and how bad the US version is, and then whammo. Alright. Yeah. Now, if you see one of these, it means you're probably in Hangzhou, Shanghai, Beijing, someplace where foreigners go. You get out to the second, third tier cities, you won't have that. But if you see that, definitely go up to it. The other thing that I do, if I don't, is sometimes you'll see like a handicap sign, or even in English it will say disabled person's window. I consider myself disabled in China when it comes to the language. So if I see that window and it's shorter, I go right up to it, and I've never had a problem doing that. So this is, see, I told Nicole, see, this is the other thing, is a lot of the women, and this isn't always true, Ting Ting was very, very street smart. She knew the ins and outs of things, which is why I got along so well with her. But like Nicole, she knows nothing about how things work in China. I probably know more than her in many ways. Well then, you should not get involved in things that don't concern you, right? Yeah, Ting Pudong. Yeah. You should not get involved in things that don't concern you. At this time of day, they're only going to have one entrance open. So just walk over to where that is. And just a reminder, you're going to need your passport or your ID twice. Number one, to get your ticket. Number two, when you're checking in. They'll check your ticket against the passport. Okay, so I get in and I check the big board, and that will tell you which waiting room to go to. So I'm on G7358 at 610. So I go to waiting room 8, and you'll see they're labeled right down there. So you'll see they have an x-ray machine there. Yeah, I mean, this is primarily to stop people, since guns aren't that prevalent, it's primarily to keep people from bringing in knives and swords, because they've had knives and sword attacks in these places. So this is Hangzhou train station. This is the oldest station. They have a new one called Hangzhou East, which is where the fast high-speed trains go. Supposedly this is a fast train because it's a G. And I've been here, I've taken this train from here to Shanghai. So anyways, this is a waiting room, and down that window you'll see the tracks. And in fact, one of the photos is me doing the Karate Kid flying mantis there stance when I went there with Ting-a-ling-ling. About 20 minutes, it's either 10 or 20 minutes before they'll let you in. You put your ticket through where you see the flashing green, and then it pops out the top. You pull it. When you pull the ticket, the gate opens and you go through. And then it's a mad dash of humanity going down to the deck, the platform. And that woman's selling whatever breakfast treats people eat here. Let's see how quickly it fills up. Right now it's 5:54. On December 1st. Screaming. Okay, here we go. And then you just find your car. You can see that on the side of the car are the numbers. So this is car 3. And I don't want to stray too far away. And there's usually an attendant on board. They probably don't speak English, but you can. And then you also can check what car number it is. See it up on top of the screen there. Right up there. That's one of the slow trains. Might even have sleeper cars depending on where it's going. Yep, there's sleepers right there, the beds. Now we're going to be leaving right after them. Unfortunately, I missed it with the car and car 2 up there are 4. Just remember, when you come to the train station, you always go up to depart, and you always go down to exit. So I'm going to transfer to the subway after I figure out which line gets me to Pudong. So the metro line 2 lets you off at Pudong, and then it's like halfway between the two terminals, so you have to know whether you're going to 1 or 2. Terminal 1, I'm going left. Okay, so the maglev train is around here as well, the entrance. Alright, I gotta go. And I'm guessing it's probably maybe 300-400 meters from the halfway mark to either terminal. I'm changing in People's Square, and it's a zoo. Absolute zoo. They pack them in like sardines here. I don't think so. At Hongqiao, you get on line 2, and it goes from one airport to the other. You don't have to dick around with these changes, because now you got to face this humanity getting on these trains. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. Excuse me, Bucci. I do not want to be on an escalator. But it is what it is. That's why I always leave a lot of time if I have a choice. Because then, just going through the motions, you don't really have to worry about it. You know, you have plenty of time, excuse me, to get there. See, I would have gotten on at Hangzhou half an hour ago, and I would have taken it. You have to make a change there, but then to the airport. But now you see I'm at People's Square, and this is probably the busiest station in Shanghai. It's just literally, you'll see when the car comes. I'm the first one in line, and I'll have trouble getting on this car. This is definitely not the better way to go. At least the trains are coming frequently. Look at see how full they are? So you just gotta get it on and push like hell. Because that's the way it's done here. If you're afraid to push, don't come to China. You won't make it. Good, wow. Hopefully a large contingent is getting off. Here we go. Here we go. Fun, fun, fun for the whole family. They sure don't make it easy here. More comfortable. Pretty blue sweater right there. You can sit in somebody's lap here for free. Look at the mad rush. What a peng yo peng. Hey, empty. All right. I like it. What she want? Much easier. Butanan. Then when you get to the airport, you get your boarding pass, and then you have to go through immigration inspection, and then you have to go through security check. So right now, this is actually quite good. I've been here before where this has been full. So I should be through this in 20 minutes or less. Probably 10 minutes. But I've been here before where it's taken over an hour. So that's why I always leave extra time. I would rather come here relaxed, and if I have to wait 2 hours, I'll have a book, or they have free Wi-Fi here. Now she just told me Gate 19, if you don't have a Chinese cell phone, you can get the passcode at Gate 19. Because my cell phone's out of minutes. And she said there's a machine there that will generate a password. Okay, right next to the massage place at Gate 19, they'll print out a ticket for free Wi-Fi. You have to give them their passport. There's one way to do it. And then you enter. And you can either request a password using your Chinese cell phone, or you can get this code. It looks like I'm in. Yep, so it's working. The price of silver just got hit again. Okay, and gold, wow. Okay, so this is the kiosk. What you do is you put your password, your passport, right in here. And you click on the scanner. And that prints out this ticket. Girl who checked my bag, she's very nice. She put me in the emergency aisle and put me in priority lane here for no charge. So we'll find out how well that turns out in a few minutes. The plane is late boarding, but grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. I haven't eaten today, so I'm looking forward to having a snack when I get on the plane.